And rolling. Yes, we are rolling.
You are definitely wrong. Oh, I thought you were going to hit so
Rolling.
many different things.
I know, that was skill.
That was skill. Shall we start?
We shall.
Yay! Welcome to Got Swoled.
Got Swoled.
Why are you confused? We came up with the name.
No, I'm
literally.
not confused. It's just, they don't fucking know what that means.
Why don't you? You can tell them.
You don't know what it is to get swole? I actually can't remember what I said it was.
This is great.
One
more go. Oh no, we're not.
Got swoled?
Wow! I'm not cutting this, by the way.
So I just...
Yeah, this is all going in. This is all going in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So got swole can mean a few things.
Sorry.
Physically, mentally, emotionally, start againly. Can we start again?
No, definitely not.
Fuck!
I'm keeping this in. This is great.
Okay, to be swole is to be
Or not to be.
engorged in knowledge, emotional aptitude, and physical prowess. On this podcast, we're going to be talking about our truths, the highs and lows of our ridiculous careers and personal lives, sharing a few stories, inviting you to ask us questions about our life, and trying to split a few rooms with some controversial games.
I fucking
Is
love
that fair to say?
Controversial games and topics. Because what we're going to talk about is going to split a room.
Yeah,
It's quite fun.
because we've definitely split a few.
Rooms, not worms.
Bills. We go Dutch a lot.
I said rooms, not worms.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I want to tell a story because this happened yesterday and it's
I haven't
fucking...
even told him what's going on yet.
Do we have to?
Oh, carry on.
Okay. You'll find out through the rest of the episode. But this story happened last night, which is fucking hilarious. And it was a double up as well.
A double that.
It was a double up. It was a tag team. Okay, so I had 3 shows last night. We had the main show, which was in Logan Home.
Yep.
And then beforehand, I had a strip. And afterwards, actually mid-show, I also had a strip. Anyway, the first show, or the first strip we've gone to, was at a cafe. Now, I dragged Zach in with me because I needed someone to be there as guidance, especially because there was an entire cafe of people that didn't pay to be there. They just wanted to eat, and they literally got a show of me getting naked, which is fucking hilarious.
This is love. We're in the car, and I'm like, good luck, mate. And he looks at me and he's like, "You're not coming in?" And I was like, "Well, I prefer not to." His first words that came out of his mouth, what did you say? But I came to yours.
I did it for you. And then I looked at you and I'm like, I'm sorry, that was really bitchy.
And I was like, "Oh, you're lucky I love you." And then I sat, sulked, and went, "Yeah, you're right. I got you, bro." He was like, "Oh, you don't have to." I was like, "I know, but I will. I won't enjoy it, but I will." Anyway, so in said cafe, I'm holding the smallest speaker. So there's nothing impressive about my existence in this whole story.
I mean, hold on a second. You standing there is just impressive because you're a fucking giant human.
But it's just hilarious because I'm standing in a cafe holding the tiniest boombox for my friend to strip.
Yeah.
Watching the whole thing, knowing what's happening, just smiling.
I'm
like
not what this thing. I don't know. I can see people every now and again as I'm turning around to like go, okay, those 2 people are filming. They're filming over the corner. They have kids over there, so that's a bit weird.
Yeah, and Marge behind me, her husband was like, "Oh mate, you're in the way." I was like, "Oh, God forbid, mate. I'm so sorry."
I want to see the fucking action.
Yeah, well, he was like, "No, I'm not interested. You can stand in front of me if you want." I was like, "Got you." Left there. As you were.
As I was. So basically, that was just funny of being a really incredibly awkward yet well-controlled situation. They were good sports, which was lovely, and the people actually clapped and were quite good actually in the restaurant. So happy with that. Anyway, the second one I went to, it was an 18-year-old girl's birthday party. Now her parents had got me to come do the strip for her birthday, which is fine. Anyway, it was a mixed show. So there were a bunch of, basically there's like 30 18-year-old kids kicking around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, guys and girls.
Yeah.
Now,
can you explain, like, what it was like walking into the room?
Well,
how did it happen first?
No, it wasn't even. I got out of the car and there were 3 guys standing on the balcony, and they're like, "Oh, here he is," and I'm like, "Yeah, guys, it'll be a second." Next thing, Mum walks out, and Mum explains to me what's going on. We walk through the house, and she goes, "When you go in, you've just got to kind of say at the top of the voice, I hear there's some fucking underage drinking here. Who's in charge?" Anyway, everyone was that loud, I literally couldn't hear myself say that. Walked out onto the balcony, and there was a group of kids, like a group of guys, I call them boys, because these guys are fucking boys.
Yeah.
Sat in a corner in the fence, and you could tell they were just like your lads. They were like wankers, basically. Anyway, I walked in there, everyone started cheering, and as I found the birthday girl, I sat her on the chair, and then these kids started yelling out "faggot" as I'm dancing around this girl.
Do better.
Yeah, but anyway, they're yelling out "faggot." They're yelling out all these derogatory things. I can't even remember half of them. Like at one point, because the girl's 18, I'm dancing on her, and they're all filming, mind you, going "pedo, pedo." I'm like, "You fucking what?"
I'm not getting paid enough for this.
Yeah, literally, I'm not getting paid enough for this. Part of me want to turn around and go, "She's 18, she's legal." Yeah, that was
way worse.
Yeah, that's part of what I was like, don't say this. Anyway, these kids were fucking... They kept... Like, they had Snapchat out, they had everything, and they were just constantly filming me, getting in my face, going, "faggot," all these things. And every time they did this, it just riled me up even more. So at one point, I walked over to one of the boys, stared him in the face, and he was like, "What do you want?" So I grabbed his hand, licked it, then rubbed it down my chest. Just to fucking get at him.
You did what any right-minded male would do.
Hey.
I asserted dominance with my body.
Literally.
We will fight through dance.
Fights. But then there were a couple other girls I'd go around and dance on, and their boyfriends jumped on and goes, "No, she's got a boyfriend. I'm a boyfriend." I'm like, "Okay, not coming to you." But...
Just in that moment, which one is it?
All of these?
I wonder which one it is.
Yeah, this one or the rest of the insecure boys around here?
Yeah, well, it's the friend of that guy. He's never coming up, is he? Look at the size of you.
Literally. These guys...
I remember being 18. Oh, not mess with you.
A fucking stick, mate. Absolute stick of a human. Oh. Anyway, so these kids, I got down to my thong, and as I did that, one of the kids leans over and goes, "Oh, he's got a boner. I looked at him and I'm like, "You need to go back to school, because if you think that's what an erection looks like, you've got issues."
Can we just take a moment?
Yes.
Everyone on the podcast to appreciate
that
he had a full-on flop.
Oh, yeah.
And it was quite sizable enough
to be called a boner.
That it was called a boner.
I feel incredibly grateful.
And if you didn't know this already, when you're a bodybuilder, proportionally, the penis is quite small relative to the size of this man's quads. So actually, there's an illusion when you see a bigger man there that looks smaller than it is, as opposed to when you're like, "Oh, why do skinny guys have bigger dicks?" It's like, they don't. They have nothing surrounding it, so it's the mantelpiece. Whereas for us, it's just the hors d'oeuvre.
The hors d'oeuvre. I love that. Imagine that. It's like some girl just looks at him and goes, "Your dick's a mantelpiece." That's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
For me... Yeah,
I'm tangenting so hard. I was about to go further away from the thing.
Hold up. No, let's not tangent. I'm almost finished this. Anyway, another one turned around and commented, and he goes, "That's not a boner. Look, his dick is so small. Pin dick," and started doing that. And I looked at him, and I was like, "Mate, your mum was not complaining the second I left the house this morning." And everyone fucking lost it. All these boys went in on him, like, "Oh!" I was like, "Have that," but then they all kept going again. Yeah. Basically, all of this shit,
I'm in.
Literally, all of this shit kicked off. One of the guys that was feeding it to me at the start came up there and goes, "Oh, man, how to become a stripper?" That's right. One of the other kids turned around and yells, "Get a real fucking job." And I'm like, "I've done real jobs. They suck. I get paid more, and I'm being paid to dance on the girl that won't even sleep with you." Ha!
Won't even speak to you, bro. Yeah. Like, wow.
Yeah. So I asserted my dominance in those ways. But as the strip was finishing, I was getting changed, taking photos with the mum and the sister, the girls, and this group of lads left. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking I fed it back to them and probably pissed them off. Like, the 18, whatever, I can fight, but there's 10 of them. And
well, I mean, also, it's just, why would you want to fight anyone ever?
I don't want to fight anyone ever. still doing the thing.
It's fine. Yeah.
So I don't want to fight anyone ever, but I'm like, okay, try to assess the situation here.
Yeah.
Because they've all just left, and I'm like, fuck. Okay, cool. This is happening.
Yeah, they're waiting for me at the front door, right?
This is happening.
Yeah, this is about to. It's about to go.
Anyway, Mum and Dad grabbed me, and Mum and Dad we started walking out the house, and all the kids are actually this fucking group of fucking pubescent kids are in the fucking kitchen having a beer, and the one that I gave the shit to, mind you, he was the smallest of the group, so there's small man syndrome in there somewhere as well. He came out on Snapchat. I can't even remember what he said, but it was something along the lines like, "Oh, you faggot, how was it?" Whoa, like that Snapchat. I can't remember what I said to him, but I just like ended up pushing him out of the way.
Yeah.
Walked outside. Thankfully, they were all inside. And I had a good chat with Mum and Dad, and they were great. Mum and Dad fucking loved it. They said, you handled the boys really well.
Yeah.
That sounds really suspect. But you handled the criticism very well. Yeah, now you know. See? Sexualizing things.
18-year-old boys.
I know. Oh, stop it.
You do terrible things.
No, yeah.
I don't know who's worse out of us, but currently on this podcast, it's you.
Yeah, we're fighting for the last place.
Thank you.
But yeah, so that happened last night, and I was like, wait, it was a great lesson to be like, one, make sure if I turn up and there are lads in the room, unless they're gay and they're there for it, everyone out. Yeah. Two, knowing that I can control that situation better. Three, knowing that I made them feel inferior, which was fucking. I don't want to make people feel inferior ever. But in that situation, with the way they were giving me shit, I wanted to make them feel inferior.
Well, you won a war with words.
Yeah.
And that's intelligence.
Yeah.
That is intelligence. It's always, communication is key.
Yeah.
Well, that is a brilliant bloody story. And actually, even though you did cut me off, it ties off nicely into today's theme, which is insecurities.
Yes. Thank you, insecure gentleman, yesterday for the topic of the day.
Well, it's just so common. Like when you're going through all of those things, you feel like you're the only one that feels like it and you can't talk about it.
Yeah.
But like we all have something we're insecure about. And if I'm casting my mind back to adolescence or like my teen years, I felt so insecure because I just didn't know how to speak to anyone, how to present myself.
Yeah.
I really wanted to be liked. I was a people pleaser because, my home life, I kind of had to make sure I was always saying the right thing or nothing.
Yeah.
So I've had such a journey with building up any courage, but I kind of had a secret weapon because I was like hella insecure, but I danced.
Yeah.
So, and I did cheerleading.
Yeah.
And flips.
Wait, hold on. How did that make you feel? Because us growing up at that point in time, you were, especially at school in your adolescence, the boys played football or rugby or shit like that, and the girls did the dance.
Yeah.
How did you handle that?
Okay. I learned very young what the meaning of smart is. And if you want to get laid, don't be in a room full of dudes.
Yeah.
Who's the smart one?
Yeah.
I spent my childhood with women.
Yeah.
I understood the female psyche, what they want and what they don't. And I did take a public battering a lot, which I never understood because my first backflip, I was like 13.
Yeah.
And I was doing windmills, not the kind I do these days, but the breakdancing version and many other things that kind of gave me some notoriety at least. Like, you're the backflip guy, right?
Yeah,
I was that. I was actually.
Yeah.
You're the backflip guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. Do a backflip. Oh, okay, like me.
Yeah.
But so people, even though I did all that stuff, the dudes still were like, "Oh, you're so gay." Do you remember when everyone used to say that all the time? It's like no one taught you can't do that these days.
Yeah.
Rightly so as well. Why would you?
Yeah.
But anyway, it was just so common when I was a kid, and you'd be like, "Oh, that's so gay. That's gay.
Yeah.
You're gay," as if it was some kind of insult.
Yeah.
And I gave up on them wanting to prove myself.
Yeah.
And I just knew that some people thought it was cool, and I was like, I'm just going to do me. Because I'd already been through worse things.
Yeah.
So, like, that was nothing to me. And actually, I spent my day talking to all the popular girls.
Yeah.
Like, because the dance and the cheerleading means they're active, and it's all the pretty active women.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was touching titties left, right, and centre. Brilliant. over the top of a jumper, obviously.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I didn't see a nipple until I was like 15.
You lost some shit though. That's a build up of fucking 3
That's a
years.
complete lie. 14. It was about a year. I put in a year of graft to see a nipple.
But that's a lot of work for a little return.
Yeah.
Wait, when did you step up from the nipple? Or when was the next thing you got from that? Like, was a nipple, then you had like an extended period of 6 months?
I remember the first titty I saw. It was brilliant. It was one of the best days of my life.
Titty or titties?
I remember it like titty.
You only got one?
I took my time on each of them. Tit A and tit B. Christ, it was plump, full. It was a bit of a large areola, and just a lovely little teat.
Oh,
it was great. Is it weird that I'm thinking about it now, and at that time she would have been 14?
No, not now, because you were 14.
Because I'm remembering it, right?
Yeah, but you were 14.
On the record, I was also 14.
And now he takes the lead for the one who...
God damn it! I was doing so well for 15 minutes.
I'm surprised you got that far.
But anyway, back to the story of insecurities. It's like we all have them, right? It's always like, oh, my dick's too small.
Yeah.
No one, like, oh, I'm never going to have sex. I'm going to be the last one.
Yeah.
That's the ones I had through school. What other ones would you have?
Oh, was that not even knowing how to talk to girls? At that point in time, I had no fucking idea how to talk to girls. I was so scared shitless. There was a girl I had a crush on. I told you this the other day. A girl I had a crush on, I could barely speak to her. I was that one, she'd come near me, I would be like... that.
Yep.
And that was just me. I had no idea. I played rugby. I played sport. I was always, like, primary school, I was always one of the boys.
See, you should have been a dancer.
I know. And I got to high school, and I wasn't in the cool group. Yeah. I didn't smoke weed at that point in time.
Nerd.
You know.
You fucking nerd.
I didn't do it. I skated for a little bit, but I just wasn't a part of that shit.
Yeah.
And now, what was it, 9 years later? 9 years later, that girl that I had a crush on actually came and saw my show in London, and yeah.
No, wait.
Yeah. No, that was eventually.
Yeah.
Okay. And we parted. She actually surprised me. She goes, I'm coming to the show. I'm like, what?
Did you part A?
Oh, we part A and
did
we
you
part
B, C, and D?
Yeah, we part B, C, and D.
You hit
as well.
the D?
Oh, yeah. We did it. Oh. And I was like, this is a fucking dream come true after how many years?
Well, how was it?
Oh, it's fucking fantastic.
No, it was actually.
That was fantastic.
You didn't come in 3 seconds.
No, I actually lasted. I did have some narcotics in my system, which allowed me to prolong.
So
it was quite enjoyable.
Man of science.
It was quite enjoyable.
Yes.
Anyway,
that's the only reason you do that, right? Like just to make sure.
Normally it doesn't work. So that was a surprise to me. But that was my big one of not being able to talk to girls there. Like I used to come into school cracking my knuckles because I was so nervous. But I did literally. So now I can fucking crack. Yeah. But I'm like. I did all that because I was so insecure in that area. Yeah. Because I felt like I always had something to prove. If I started doing it, then I had something to prove. And what if people didn't like me because I wasn't like the rest of everyone else? Yeah. This is well before I got diagnosed with ADHD as well. This is well before I knew that a lot of the thoughts that I have and the way I self-criticize, the way I do these things was actually just a natural part of my brain and not just me being a dickhead. So, am still a dickhead, but...
Thank you.
Sorry, I'll make sure I pre-warn everyone next time I say that. So, as said dickhead, I lost my train of thought.
Exhibit A.
Anyway, that was my biggest insecurity as a kid. But then, as you get older, they change. Your insecurities change.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. How do they change though? It becomes about other things, isn't it? Because, like, for example, I pursued something so far off the norm. Like I actually was trying to study something sensible. I think I took psychology, biology, sport and exercise science.
Yeah.
Those are my 3 A-levels I was going to do. I did my AS.
Yeah.
I fucking hated it.
What was AS?
You'd have your AS and A-level. So AS is year one.
Right.
So I left college to go to dance college, thankfully.
Yeah.
I figured, I didn't even know that existed, but then that came into my life. But yeah, so I pursued something so far that way. And like, if you want that life, this life, the start of it, oh my God, it sucks. You're poor.
Yeah.
You don't really fit in anywhere. And like 3 years into the journey, all of your friends are like married and have a house and kids and stuff. And like now I'm good. Back then, I was like, oh, I'm the one that's doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I should be doing what everyone else is doing. Like,
Yeah.
all of that. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm never going to have that. I look how much money I make. Like, and then it wasn't until 4 years into my career when I finally went, I don't have to work a normal job anymore. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And that was by the age of 24.
Yeah.
24. Oh, it might have been late 23 actually. Anyway, 2.5, 3 years into my career, and I could finally fund my life, and I actually accepted the fact that this lifestyle, that like what we get to do, it's brilliant. Screw the norm, I'll make it work for me, whatever it is.
100%.
But yeah, do I fit into society anymore? Hell no.
Well, there's that. Well, I think, what is it? Once you've been self-employed for like 4 or 5 years, you're technically unemployable. Which great, because I don't want to be employed. I want to be keeping my shit. But like your insecurities change when you get older because of the surroundings and the different scenarios that you're in. Like when I split from my ex, my biggest insecurity was like, I'm never going to find anyone again. I'm never going to find this. I'm never going to find that. Like that is one that I had to be worked through, like something chronic. But this is it with your insecurities. If you're insecure about something, then there's no point continuing to be insecure about it. Like address that insecurity.
Yeah.
Like, address it, have a conversation, fucking face it, whatever the fuck it is.
Well, it all comes from something. There's always a stimulus.
Yeah.
So, like, I have a few, and some that have stuck with me my whole life, and they only happened because of my fucking family teased me about them. And if that teasing didn't happen, the insecurity wouldn't be there. But that gives me power too, because then I can think back to it and I go, well, that's the opinion of like 3 people.
Yeah.
And everyone else is like, yeah, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, sweet, it doesn't matter. So I witch out my nose.
Yeah.
I have a big ass nose. But actually, it's like, big up, granddad.
Big up, son.
It's his nose. I'll wear it with pride. And my ears, because everyone else had their ears sewn back onto their head in my family because they stick out just a little bit far.
Everyone's had them. What?
My sister and my dad have had it done.
Whoa.
Yeah. We have Dumbo. I got called Dumbo.
I got called elf ears.
And this is also really racist. So yeah, I'm calling out my family. This is not a Jew nose. What's a Jew nose? How can you be a religious nose? Yeah. Or a nation nose?
I think where they come from is where that kind of nose stemmed from is back in back through history.
Nah, don't justify it for them. Hate them.
No. Dude, I've got Jewish heritage. Like, fuck me.
You do, Edelman.
Yeah. I've got Jewish heritage. Like, it is what it's just kind of part of like. I mean, how do you say this without? I'm going to say this as...
Well, it's just evolutionary traits.
Exactly. And then when everyone moved and people started moving around the world over the years,
it's like
those traits kicked in. Huh? Yeah.
I was just doing an adhood.
No, love it.
It's like the closer to the equator you are, the darker, the more melanin you need. Right?
I think that is.
Well, the hotter the climate, you need more sun protection. That's when you're darkest.
Yeah.
The darkest people are near the equator, I believe. Yeah. I don't know. Fact check me, someone.
Please.
Maybe.
I'm just going to say yes and agree because it sounds correct. So please fact check over this. Probably should have done it before we said it, but it is what it is.
Yeah. But that's like that's a physical appearance one. And as much as everyone says, no, not everyone, but some people are like, I don't care. You're lying.
You do.
You're doing it really well, but you're lying. And there is something to be said for the more groomed, the prettier you are, the more people trust you, the more opportunities you have. There is actually a study on that.
That's proven. That is literally proven.
Yeah.
Why do you think so many people don't trust me? Ugly bastard.
Yeah. Well, honestly.
Fuck. But it is that. But this is the thing. We allow ourselves during those moments, especially when we're young, we will catastrophize what's said to us by the people close to us. So if your parents and your family's giving you shit for those sorts of moments, you're going to catastrophize it. Like, it's when you're able to kind of start to address your insecurities, face on through therapy, through fucking talk, or whatever it may be, that you can start to step back. I mean, learning NLP was one of the best things I did. Like, that's one thing.
Programming. Yeah, me too.
Like, because my ex did, and I got to learn so much through her about it all.
Yes.
And it's like,
what were your main takeaways?
That everyone's view of the world and everyone's reality is completely different. So no matter what happens, even though we spend most of our time together, your reality is still different to mine.
Yes.
Even though we share some of the crossovers, your reality is still different. And that's why, like, knowing what was the other one? About how we reframe the way the way we talk to ourselves. So instead of using the big statements like you got the shits and you're like fucking everyone hates me, and I was like, well, okay, who's everyone? So it's stop using those fucking, I can't remember the name of the words when it's like the
absolutes.
Yeah, when you're using absolutes, and it's like, well, let's remove the absolutes, let's narrow this down, because once you actually start grinding down, you realize.
Oh, you mean the generalization?
Yeah, the generalization. Yeah, generalization,
Yes.
specific, but also it's also an absolute because you're when you say everything or everyone or all of them, that's an.
Also, there's degrees of hate. Someone might just not like you a little bit.
Yeah, but even if someone doesn't like you, you can't help that because at the end of the day, you're not responsible for how that person feels.
Yeah.
And if they hate you, I mean, they've probably got their own shit going on. Because at the end of the day, I don't like it, but I still use it. Is like nobody cares. Obviously, people do care about you, but what you're insecure about, I guarantee nobody gives a shit. Because they've got their own shit they're dealing with and their own insecurities. They're probably worried about what you're thinking about them. Yeah. Like, fuck that. Work with yourself, because when you're comfortable within yourself and you're calm within yourself and you're confident within yourself, fuck me, the reality that you were living changes because you see it in a whole different fucking light.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Your whole lens changes. You know, it's a full upgrade to 4K living. We've spoken about some of our own insecurities.
Yeah.
And we've touched on NLP, which is a method of...
It's a therapy method.
A therapy method, kind of.
Yeah.
It's about understanding psychology more than anything.
Yeah.
How are ways that people, if anyone's got some insecurities, what's something you've done that's been beneficial? Just one thing without tangenting, something digestible.
Yeah, I mean, from that, if you ever, like, you're listening to this and you have an insecurity or something, send us a message on the Got Swoled Instagram. Just send it in, so that way we can see kind of what it is and we kind of get an understanding of where people are. Because it's always nice to know, because sometimes voicing your insecurity or voicing something like that, I'm insecure about this. It's like, I guarantee you probably told no one about that.
So communicate it.
Yeah, communicate it.
So practice communicating.
How does that make you feel?
Yeah, so if you're helping someone with their insecurity right now, whatever, the best thing to do is to just start a conversation here.
100%.
Yeah.
So I'm stroking my beard because we had the haircut today, and
he's stimming.
Yeah, I'm
Google it.
Stimming hard. But like, the first time I started, this is the second time I've ever shaped my beard and had it all done. It feels so smooth here and it's so nice.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Anyway.
So for Ash, communication, it's similar for me, but I'll give you another one. So you got two to take away from this. If you want us to do some self-work, something that really, really helps me is when I'm completely alone. Like if you don't have someone to speak to, some of the best work you can do is with yourself anyway, because at the end of the day, communicating with another person, you have to be able to communicate with yourself and understand you first.
Yeah.
So if you can sit and do something similar to breath work or meditation, even if it's guided, just Google it or YouTube it and find a guided breath work or meditation, or join our Patreon. We're going to be dropping some on there for our subscribers anyway to help you take care of your mental health. Something like that, where you create space in your mind and in your body to allow that change to happen. That's really good. That's where most of my changes come from.
Yeah, especially with breath work, because breath work, if you can sit into the breath, like actually stay with the breath work and follow it through without kind of getting shitty going, I can't do this. And look, your mind will wander. Your mind is going to wander. Allow it to wander, but just bring yourself back to the breath. If you get in that habit of doing it regularly, like you said, the growth that's come from you through it has been phenomenal. I do it every fucking day because it's just a great way to calm me in the morning, but it's a great way to ground yourself. Like it's a beautiful fucking thing that people don't do enough of.
Yeah, and then, with regards to insecurities, one of the best things you can do is just be secure in them. So just accept that is there.
Yeah.
And if we take it back to NLP, everyone's perception of their life is different. So just rest in the knowledge, I'm insecure about this thing. That's fine. You ain't probably even going to notice it. I'm going to move on as best I can.
Yeah.
I think now's a good time to take a short break to talk about our sponsors.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Now, was great. Thanks very much, guys.
This is the insert sponsors if we actually had any for the podcast.
We are a fully self-funded podcast, and if any of you would like to help us grow as a channel, would really appreciate it. For one, you to like, comment, subscribe, and share across all platforms, and that is Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, YouTube,
Patreon,
and Patreon.
Yeah.
And every subscriber to our Patreon goes into building this channel out, getting better equipment, and making this podcast better for each and every one of you, and helping us share our story. So we'd really appreciate that help.
And we've already got, I think it's 2 or 3 subscribers already, and we've only had the podcast out for a week. So we thank you. And the comments coming back about the podcast are fucking amazing. Really appreciate you all. And the views and everything else. And even, we've just got fucking 30 odd followers on YouTube or something, 20 or 30 followers on YouTube. It's fucking great. It's been a week. Anyway, I've been getting excited for it. I know, sorry.
Can you tell he's excited?
Yeah, because I'm not going to lie, I'd like to do this as well as performing. I want to do this forever because this is fucking great. We can talk our truth and chat shit and laugh, and it's fun. It is.
But diving back into the podcast for our last segment, we like to play a little game.
Oh, yeah.
This game is brilliant. I've seen it done many times,
Yeah.
and it definitely splits a room.
Let me bring this one
I
up.
don't know what he's going to say. We'll debate it. Please interact with us in the comments.
I mean...
Or just drop us a DM with a controversial topic of your own for us to explore. We'd love it at Got Swoled.
Oh, okay.
Is it long?
No. Okay. Am I the arsehole for not inviting my ex-husband to our son's funeral?
What did he do?
That's all it's got.
I need context.
Yeah, that's all it's got.
Yes.
That's all it's
Yes, you're an asshole.
But hold on, what did the ex-husband do though to warrant not being fucking...
What? The only thing I could imagine is actually murdering the son.
Wow. Yeah.
Everything else,
Yeah.
that's my child. I have a right to be there to mourn him.
Yeah.
It's not about you. That's really selfish.
Yeah.
Like when I have such a big opinion on this. When it's to do with kids, I will get rid of I as best I can. I understand. But I will try and remove myself and think of it's about that child. And that child had a relationship with a mother and a father. So yes, I would allow them to be there.
Okay, yeah, I get that. I would give you another one.
Okay.
I'm going to give you another one. That's a long one. Hold on. No, that was a fucking long one.
Oh, some people are...
I know, like, some people clearly feel they need to say something and justify themselves that they're not the arsehole.
They're giving you full background. There's a thread on Reddit.
Yeah. So I was looking at the thread on Reddit. These are some of the other ones.
Yeah.
Because the thread on Reddit was fucking great. Fuck it, we'll go back to the thread on Reddit.
What do you call the dinosaur with no eyes?
Oh.
Do you think he saw us?
It's like the gay dinosaur. What do you call a gay dinosaur?
What?
A lot of saw us.
Oh, what do you call a lesbian dinosaur? A lick a lot of puss.
That's...
Oh my god, I just had the worst one, but I definitely can't say it.
What?
No, I can't say it. Cancelled.
Cancelled.
No.
Okay.
I'm not even risking it.
Okay.
DM us and I'll send you the message of what that was going to be. It was brilliant.
Okay, so here you go. Am I the arsehole for leaving a pregnant woman outside of a doctor's office without a ride home?
Well, that's something my dad would do. He'd have a good reason.
For leaving a pregnant woman outside?
Wait, I mean, we pull up, it's there, and I'm like, honey, go and have your appointment. I've left some money in your account for a taxi home because I've got work. That's reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, if you had a time constraint, it's like, I could drop you there, but I have to leave.
Yeah.
But by the sounds of it, he didn't fucking ask her that question. He was just dropped her off and bang.
Okay, let's roast this guy. Nah, he sucks. I hate him. Be a man.
Okay.
This is the problem with men today. They're all pussy.
All fucking pussies. Fucking wait there. Take a switch. Take something. Sit in the car and play it and wait. Okay. Oh my god.
In the context of what we were just speaking about, I thought that it was the man shouting at the pregnant woman. And then I was like, who is he shouting at? Go and wait in the car and play with a Switch or something. And then I was like, oh, I suppose there's a baby alive inside her. And then I pictured the baby's arms coming out of her vagina and playing a Switch. I was like, oh, that's weird. He didn't mean that. Well, that wasn't what you meant, was it?
No, definitely wasn't what I meant.
Okay, carry on.
This is a great one. Am I the arsehole for telling my uncle to stop gifting my daughter extravagant trips?
Well, like psychedelics.
I mean, my guess is the uncle's grooming a daughter.
Isn't it sad that we live in a world where that's your go-to?
Literally.
That's sad.
That is.
That wasn't my go-to.
You've clearly got a much. Actually, no, that's a lie.
But if I would be this, I am this uncle. Well, I'm not, but I would be if I had more money.
Your uncle's daughter. But okay, hold on a second. Hold on.
Read it again.
Okay. Am I the arsehole for telling my uncle to stop gifting my daughter extravagant trips?
My uncle
is gifting your daughter.
My daughter.
Yeah.
Well, I'd just be like, where's fucking mine?
Of course, but if you weren't getting the trips and he was basically bypassing you to go straight to your... I mean, you think about it.
How many are we talking?
I mean...
I'm going to give you a calendar year. How many trips have you been on?
I mean, she hasn't
your name's Elizabeth. Elizabeth, what did your uncle...
What did your great uncle... Here we go. Let me dive into this, because it's actually... Okay, this goes in. A lot of people ask me why I was being so nice to my uncle, and honestly, I think I underestimated how weird it was because it's been so normalised in my family. I didn't want to cause drama, so I went to the... What? Oh, no. It's an updated one, so she's gone through the thing. Oh, I don't want to know that.
Okay, for everyone, I'm also guessing what's going on.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm estimating grooming and pregnancy.
That's what I was thinking.
This is getting really bad really quick.
Yeah.
Carry on now.
Oh my god. It looks like everything worked out. She was over-exaggerating. I just read the bottom because it was fucking long.
Yeah.
But it was like she was over-exaggerating. But forgiven without that, knowing all that, but the context of just that initial statement.
If any of my family members are wanting to spoil my child...
With your permission, though, have they asked you and they've spoken to you about it first?
I mean, as long as it doesn't break a moral code.
Yeah.
Like if it's teaching if they are still learning correct values and morals, then yeah, absolutely spoil my child if I can't.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like to me that could be an ego thing from if I'm the dad, like I can't provide, so you can't provide for my child. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because in context, I've had periods of my life where I've earned a lot of money so far.
Yeah.
You know, and then periods where I haven't, and I would absolutely spoil all of my friends and relatives if I can.
Yeah. Of course.
So if they're in a position to do it, where it gets weird is if they're just as broke as me and I'm like, bro, I know you haven't got money. Like, this is weird. Stop spending it on my daughter. What are you doing?
Yeah.
If it's like you're loaded,
But I think, unless your name's Jeffrey Epstein.
Because it's like, how much effort are they putting in? Oh my gosh.
Did you see the documentary?
No.
You didn't see the documentary? Oh my fucking god, bro. This guy's that fucking twisted. They were literally bringing underage girls in to massage him. Yeah, it was fucked. This is what I mean. Like, I see where your brain is, but it's like you hear stories of people with a shitload of money, and it's like that, like underage girls, and it's like, cool, I'm just going to take you away for trips. I'm going to do this. I'm going to fucking spoil her so this happens. But he's going like, if the mum or dad or whoever wrote that and there was a conversation had beforehand, I want to spoil, but it's not just spoiling one kid. They're looking after fucking all the kids in the fucking family. Like, it looks suspect if it's just one and you're constantly doing it.
And it's your pretty daughter.
Yeah,
you've got two. One of them's got bucktooth.
Exactly. One of them looks like fucking Quasimodo. The other one looks like this, and he's spoiling the
Quasimodo. Yeah.
Wow, he's into some weird shit.
Oh, you don't know these days.
You really don't.
You really don't.
You really fucking don't. But, I mean, as long as it was something that was arranged beforehand, and your daughter was telling you and keeping you up to date with what was going on.
Okay, so you're taking the stance of, I'm texting you every day.
Not texting every day.
FaceTime me. I want to see your face. Where's your uncle?
Where's your uncle? I'm not saying text me every day. I'm like, I want my kids, when I do have kids, like, I want you to feel comfortable enough to talk to me, to know that I'm not going to judge you and I'm always here to support you and love you.
Yeah.
But I'm also want to protect you. So if that's happening, because if your uncle is doing that, I'm going to fucking kill him.
I'm going to feed him his testicles.
Literally feeding him like Gear Man.
Yeah.
What is a gearhead? Where they constantly take his fucking balls out and put them in his mouth. Yeah, that one. Yeah. That's why I fucking stares with it.
Yeah. I feel the same. So in the context of he's rich and respectful, it's fine.
In the context of he's rich and a creep.
If there's any rich uncles out there, I'll be your daughter or your nephew's daughter. Just for the record.
As long as you pay me with like extravagant trips and ask me to massage you every now and again. No?
Okay.
Yeah?
Sure.
Yeah? Jeffrey Epstein? No, okay.
Pizzagate. That's a whole other episode.
That's on its own.
Right, before we go off on any more disturbing tangents,
this
has been another episode of Got Swallowed. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. And you walk away with some form of swallowage today. Good day.
Some form of swallowage. Yeah, we will see you guys and gals next week on Wednesday again. And peace.
Love.
Out.
Sausage rolls. Oh, I'm hungry.
Yeah. Thank you.
Later.